Wajiha's Learning Academy. Today we are going to discuss top global issues. The top global issues included the poverty, pollution, climate change, lack of basic education and different kind of other issues. But one of the most important issues among them is pollution, climate change, terrorism, violence, child labor, lack of basic life necessity. Contemporary global issues include the pandemics, terrorism in the environment, international relations advances the human culture through the culture exchanges, diplomacy and policy development. Global issues are some issues which are not affecting the only the one continent, but these are the issue of the whole continent, of the whole globe. Not only they are not confined just in a one continent, and they are not confined within a one country, they are spreading day by day. So there is a much more need to address these issues properly, so can our next generations they can get rid of these issues. So one of the most important issues among the global issue is pollution. Pollution is one of the most difficult global issue to combat, because it is not easy to get rid of the pollution because of the advancement of technology, machinery, and the pollution it is not confined within the air pollution. There is a different kind of pollution like air pollution. There is a light pollution and noise pollution too, and these refer to the ocean litter, pesticides, fertilizers. Clean water is essential for humans and animals, but more than 1 billion people that don't have an access to the clean water due to the pollution from the toxic substances and materials. It is the utmost importance that people all over the world begin working to minimize, and they are trying to eliminate the various types of pollution in order to get a better health and to save our planet from the diseases which are very which are harming not only the life of the humans, but they are also endangering the lives of species, and they are also endangering the world to they are also endangering the world, and they are very important to reduce and to eliminate this issue from the whole globe. So our next point is poverty. Poverty, what is meant by the term poverty? So let's discuss the term poverty. The poverty is something, the state of one who lacks a usual or social acceptable amount of money or material possessions. It means the poverty is something, the people who are living under the level, or they have a little money, they have a lack of resources to fulfill their basic necessities of life like the food, clothing and shelter. These all the people who haven't access to the food, shelter and clothing, they are included in the category of poverty. And more than 1.3 billion people they are living in this extreme worldwide. And 1.3 billion people they have a difficulty in obtaining food, shelter, regardless of the availability of the homeless shelters and organizations. Now our next point is climate change. The global temperature are rising, and they are estimated to increase from 2.6 degree Celsius to 4.8 degree Celsius. This would cause more severe weather crisis with food and resources and the spread of diseases. Like in 2020 we have experienced the pandemic, which has created a huge life loss all over the world. It was not confined within the one region. It has spread it all over the world, and it has a very disaster. Uh, it has a very disaster changes all over the world, working in condition, their whole environment and their whole work type and their whole type of life. All over the world, the lives they have been affected by the COVID. And the reduction of the greenhouse emissions and the spreading of education, the importance of going green can help and it can create a big difference. Now, our next topic is lack of education. Education is one of the most basic right of each and every person, each and every individual in this world. But unfortunately, more than 72 billion people throughout the globe, they are of the age, but they can go to the school. But unfortunately and sadly, the people, the children, they can't get education even at the primary level, and this can be attributed to the inequality and disregarding as well as the poverty. So these are the some basic issues which the people they are facing all over the world, and why the world is still silent. We should address the issues: poverty, economic inequality, and water scarcity in water. Shortage of the water means inability to produce the sufficient amounts of food to sustain a population. This can in turn lead to the poor health and decreased energy to carry out the physical and mental functions, and leading to the more poverty. By the 2050, the world would need to find the food for approximately 9 billion people, as cost of production for food will rise in response to the increased amount of individuals. So these issues they should not be let unresolved. They should be resolved to save our next generations. And I think this is the way we can create the awareness in the minds of the people, and all over the world the campaigns they should be started for proper fooding, for the proper to how to proper address these issues, and the government they should be responsible to fulfill their responsibilities and to make the people happy and satisfied with the working condition. And another issue which is I think is very this issue it should be addressed immediately is unemployment is this issue has created all the further issues like the poverty, food and shelter. Whenever the employment